At the moment, before we played the Nandi, I think Suva under 20 was the second. Nandi was first, and Nandro was on top, and Suva and Nandi were second place on the table. And I think the game today will determine the rest of the games. If Naitashiri wins the next game, I think we will manage to be in the semi-final, and I hope the boys will do well in the next two games.
Well, there we are. There's the news from the horse's mouth. Tavita Tikoi Suva trying to join us and having the chance to be co-commentator this afternoon. I welcome Tavita to the microphone as the two teams out on the field there now, and it looks like Suva taking up the situation at the airport end of the ground, and it is the home side, Nandi, playing from the hospital end. Conditions absolutely fine, not a breeze to be sighted, and a good game is expected with the kickoff ready to go, and they're on the journey now with a short kick from Nandi, and up high and failing to recover is another Tamakalangi. He failed to get a ball on the ground there, and the tussles on the ground on the grandstand side. And here, waiting for it, Luita. Luita has a run on his own. He feigned to make the pass, failed to do so, and was taken down as caught in the maul, but out it goes to Nandi again. There from the playmaker's position for Timo, sits it high into the air, coming down on the 22-metre line. A bit of a bump there, the ball going back on the Suva side, picked up in there by Tamburua, out towards the grandstand side of the field, and a big high long kick in there from Levelar. Levelar gets it down, waiting and taking it neatly was Nassau. Nassau at fullback, he sends it back with interest. It's taken right on the 10-metre line and neatly done by Vili Vicoso. Vicoso runs out of trouble just in front of, away from all the troublesome oncomers, and out to the left flank it goes through Kaleni Sau. Kaleni Sau across onto the left and then down the sideline, and a good run. And a good run from Suva, a good bit of opening interplay between the two sides. Often we've seen this kicking and following up, kick back, follow up, until they settle down, maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the game, and then we see real Fiji rugby. And we're looking forward to that then, Tavita, and that what we've seen so far is only just the start. It's into touch on the terrace side of the field, and it's just in Nandi's territory by a few metres, and is there already a one coming in for Suva, and it is Vadilor who has come in for Suva. I don't know whether that's a blood bin. I didn't see anybody go off myself, as Ilyasatora has gone from the ground. We'll see how long and see if it is a blood bin and see whether Vadilor stays on. Yes, it looks as if it might be. He's got a cut in his mouth. And let's get on with the game, as it's just 6 metres inside Nandi's territory and towards the terrace side of the field. Waiting for the put in, and this will be Kianatale to put it in for Suva. A vital position for Suva inside Nandi's territory. Through it comes back to Suva. It doesn't come clearly, and Nandi have kicked it away. They kick it deep into Suva's territory. It's picked up in there by Tamburu. He takes it 10 outside the 22. Gathered, taken down into the ground again. Away goes Suva. Suva breaking forward. Might have been a forward pass. It looked like it to me as it was allowed to go. The referee said play on as Suva continued the attack. They've got the ball and recovered it and taken it forward again. Taking it up over their own 10-metre line. Ball down onto the ground as they tussle for it, and it comes again through Tora's hands on then to Kalini Sau. He's taken with a neat tackle, 5 short of the halfway line. On the ground it is Suva digging in for it, up into the air from Kanatali. It goes straight down the sideline and almost taken away from him that time as Nangisa came in after it. The ball on the ground again, but it's recovered. It's a turnover, and Nandi have got it. Forward then, this time comes Tuandraki. Tuandraki on his own gave it out onto the grandstand side of the field, but it was a forward pass, said the referees. Pulled them back on the 10-metre line. And that was a bit unfortunate as the ball carrier there taking it forward. He slowed down and coming through, Tuandraki was too fast for him and took a forward pass to link up, he thought, again And there, as the ball came out towards the grandstand sideline, but there we come back for the scrum to go down on the 10-metre line, and it'll be another put in for Suva. What a disappointment for Nadi. It was a well-constructed piece of play, and while that's the way it went, we'll just see Suva to put it into the scrum. In it comes. Kenatale reaches in for it, gets a good ball away. It was well picked up by Nangisa as it goes out wide into Kalinisau. A change of direction, a change of lines of attack. Out it comes on a one-handed pass. It goes right down. Vili Vakoso, I think, was the man with the ball in hand. Out it comes again. There goes Nawalu. Nawalu then goes up to the 22-metre line, Nadi territory. Ball on the ground. Kalinisau playing it at halfback. Decides to have a run on his own. No way through for him. Out it comes again. This time to Samumbola. He leads the way. Turns over. Sets it up. Suva. Trouble to get away for Kenatale, and a mile offside there. Nadi, they were waiting, shadowing the Suva attackers, and taken down to the ground, and there is a penalty awarded back one stage further, and the penalty just outside the 22-metre line, and that was very definitely an offside. You saw it, Tavita. How did you make it?
Naka grem dona vi dungue sulle o Gerniki ngone vavi Nawalu na namba walu ni timini Suva. Ndi na nga ni satangi otiti kuna si dienda na bibesu da kavani ko ngone vai tutu ndana no manisunga kina na bibesu ndo da kavo vili satala na nonda namba tin katulu ndo voto kai tume stretch na bukundi bonu ela ko mekine wele saranga na walu na bonu ela ko mekine ngone va. Wabu na mendo na imoku bina kasuleve ko wele kino na walu mani wabu na ndona bibesu bina kasuleve ko ngone va. Vamos botar na caminhar com a que vai cair na vida cata o Suva mena harawatan ng gitong go na ngandre mena taura na bibi surto da kabo chko mengo na daro woni nanti na volume gram.
Just waiting for the kick now. Nangisa see whether he can take it. Should be a fairly easy one, about 26 metres out, straight down the middle. Drives it, steers it, and up go the flags, and Suva have got first points on the board. 3-0, a penalty from the offside, and that was taken by it was Nangisa who got it in the 6th minute of play. Penalty to Suva. And we've got the rechange again. Tora has come back on, and Vadiloa, who substituted for a moment, is back on the bench watching the game from the sideline. As Nandi to restart, and looking over his left shoulder, Vatimo. It's a good ball, a high one it is, and again up high. This one was well taken, Langi, and he's got it. And advantage Nandi, says the referee, as the ball gone to ground. Comes back towards Nandi and reaching in for it. Looks like a Syrian bully. He's got it hands on. Which side's he going to go? He goes on his own. A pick and drive of his own accord. He runs straight into the light blue jerseys. No way through there. As he takes it again, it flicks out, goes straight through the waiting arms of Nandi. And here, this time, Suva coming around to an offside position as Nandi awarded the penalty, and quickly they set it up. Given out there, gone on that time to Nassau. Nassau taking it up to the 22, ball on the ground, and out it comes yet again. An effort to go through there. Luita quickly feeds his forwards. They drive forward over the 22. First time Nandi have been inside the Suva's 22 in the game so far, with play gone 7 minutes altogether. Back it comes to Nandi again. Out onto the open, and good piece of play out there as they make it up to the advantage line. Nandi going forward, putting a big signal in there as it goes into the big forwards there. And Navindi with ball in hand, and they've lost the ball to the ground. Out it comes Nandi again, and there are numbers way out wide, but a poor pass and lack of combination across here. And while they were throwing the ball back in line, in formation, there was nobody on the wing to take it. They were all up flat and in front of the ball. The ball was allowed to roll into touch, and Surikalevu was given just a stern warning there, I think, that he needs to watch where he's passing. So it's Suva on defence, 8 metres inside the 22-metre line. And way down the back it goes, neatly taken by James Brown down the back, and they drive off Brown where the numbers of 90 players weren't there. Suva up to the 22-metre line, straight behind it goes, and Nangisa drives it towards touch and gets a good touch finder. Did Vimmel get a hand on it? The line umpire has said yes, so that was a glorious kick. That was a grand one from playmaker Nangisa, who judged it so well, finding it into touch. 5 inside his own half, taking the pressure off his own line, and certainly with fingertips on it from Tuandraki, it was into touch. Ball thrown in and knocked back by Nadi, not taken clearly there, and James Brown goes through again. And out it goes onto the open. Nangisa with his left foot lifts it high into the air. His players are underneath it. Kalini Sal looked as if he had lost a full. Went back to the referee with Nandi handling, and then a long grubber drive. A drive from a grubber position finds the ball in touch by the 22-metre line. Veronique Onova cleverly doing that with the ball going into touch short of the 22-metre line, says the linesman, despite his original indication. So it will be a Suva throw-in on defence. 10 metres outside the Suva 22 as we wait for them all to gather, and Billy Vicorso to throw in a long one down near the back again, brilliantly taken by James Brown that time, turned it around, held it by Suva. They've got control again, and they go back towards the short side. Neatly done with Vicorso handling in at their level line. A chip kick, a grubber kick along the ground. It rolled its way into touch, and it is a defensive put into a scrum. This is the referee. And yes, lovely in the line out. Beautifully done as it was moved on to Samumbolo, who steadied it and turned it back. And down the sideline it goes, and that was picked up and lost. That's where it came undone. It was lost on the sideline as Kenatali was trying to go through. The scrum there, and Suva screwing it right around. Nandi have still got it, however, and a bouncing ball out to Vitimo. It comes across towards the grandstand sideline, midfield as far as it got. Ball in the ruck, and out it comes again. And an effort to go through the middle, but again there was no way through. Good defence by Suva as it's picked up in there by Luita. Luita with ball in hand. Suva losing it forward, advantage Nandi, and Nandi are going forward now towards the terrace side of the field. Big effort in there by Joavi, gives it across onto the right flank. Over the Suva 10-metre line they've gone. Ball on the ground again, and Nandi a lob pass, losing some direction. Leonin Doi with it. He's taken down. It's gathered out there, given in field to Mbuli. Bully going up to the 10-metre line, tries to go through the middle. There's a big effort there. Get out of my way, said Suva as they're after the ball. A reverse pass, a juggle with the ball first, and a drive through there, and the pace is on. But it was recovered by Suva. They carried it back as it was fullback Elias Atora just managed to scramble across. It was in fact more the Tundra who actually managed to scramble across and cut the ball off from the approaching Nandi players. And had it not been for that, it would have been a possible try to Nandi, who've created pressure over these last few minutes and indeed are showing the pressure as we're looking to go down into a scrum. The scrum just 5 out from the goal line from the carry back by Suva. But it was a safe one from Suva, there's no doubt about it. More the Tundra just had a little more pace than anybody else, and he cut the ball off coming in through the angle. Scrum gone down and out it comes, and Luita again, it's gone straight into the hands of Ngonovo, and he was taken in the tackle and tried to work his way over. The referee said it was a double take and the penalty against. Quickly it is kicked and rebounded, and then it was knocked forward, I think, by Nandi. The referee has said it's okay. It went backwards, he's indicating, and Nandi still able to apply the pressure just metres out from the goal line. Here's driving effort from Nandi. They're close to the goal line again, close to the grandstand side of the field. Reaching in for it, Luita. Gets it out to the big man, Ratute. Ratute's caught short of the corner flag. Nandi still covering it. They decide to hold it and try to drive. Hardly any of the Suva forwards there. The handful that are have managed to cover that space, and another effort. Drive, and then Nandi trying to get across the line again. Just infield. 7 or 8 metres in. Another effort in there. Ngavindi. And the ball pops out. Goes backwards and still gathered by Nandi. Ball in hand. They went down on their knees and got to their feet again. Nandi with the ball still, and out it comes into the open. Some clever play back in there by Vatimo. He's caught. He's held there. The penalty against Suva, a high tackle, and the penalty is awarded right out there. 5 in from the grandstand sideline, and it will be a chance for Nandi. They need to make up their mind what they're going to do. The penalty is awarded. Is he kicking it? He is. He's going to clear it into touch on this grandstand sideline for a Nandi throw-in with Suva in the lead. 3 points to 0 and 14 minutes gone in the game. Well, the pressure has been maintained by Nandi, and they're keeping play deep in Suva territory after Suva's early forays. Goes near the front of the line. It was taken by Suva, and eventually they're all bundled into touch. Ball and a couple of those in the short line out near the front, and the old veteran Syrian bully giving the leveller a helping hand. There it is. They're back onto the 5 metre line again, and it will be a scrum from the knock forward by Nandi, and it will be a Suva put in. It's tight, it's tense at the moment. The crowd enjoying the outstanding forward tussle. Down they go, and in it comes, and as it's taken off the back by Nawalu, it's cleared into touch. The pressure comes off again as the play is taken up almost to the 22 metre line, and it'll be here that the throw-in will be by Vimal Tundraki, the left wing for Nandi. Well, that was a tense moment there, wasn't it, Tavita, with much pressure on the Suva line, but now cleared.
Grem doon na kamakoro winakadakawachungo Nandi na sana ni Suva. Andare da tikora ko di karir to bisula ka bimbitara no bilu tagi binato ko verni ki wani ba verto na team ni Nandi.
Well, there was a breakthrough by Suva, and Suva taking it down through the middle line, over the halfway line, and they've overrun the ball and left it behind. It's still being able to be kicked forward, and then trying to clear it at fullback there. Nassau, his kick was caught and taken down, and eventually Nandi able to scramble forward, being able to recover it, but this time they made a bit of a shambles of it, and a brilliant tackle in there. Nice piece of work. Looked like James Brown was that one who took them down and pulled them to the ground. A good piece of work, and Suva clearing it away from inside their own 22. A series of mistakes, a chapter of accidents, I think we would really say, by Nandi, has seen them back on their own 22 metre line. So the penalty to Nandi, just outside their 22. A fine angled kick, and it's into touch. Still in Nandi territory, but the tussle between the two sets of forwards is certainly become the essence of the effort. For both sides, much of the play being conducted by the forwards as we wait for Mbuli to throw it in. Way down the back it goes, and a neat take there. Might have even been not straight, in my opinion. Went straight to him as out it comes again. Over the halfway line, Nandi working their way forward. Some slack Suva forwards on this side of the field. Not joining in. They're waiting for the play to catch up them as that penalty was awarded. I was watching these fellows on this grandstand sideline. They were leaving the hard work, to the few who were across on the far side. So they were a bit lucky they got away with it that time, as the penalty is awarded, and Nangiza with those pretty blue shoes is able to clear it into touch and finds a good one, taking play midway 22 and halfway on the grandstand side of the field, where there's quite a concentration of spectators across on the sideline to witness the throw in there by Vili Vicoso. Notice that many of the throws have been deep to the back of the lane for Suva. A little one in the middle that time. It was well controlled, it well held in there, and Suva driving Nadi off, and the lower body position of Suva pushing the walking upright Nadi players back, and Suva getting right up to the 22-metre line. They've still got possession, they're still driving forward. They continue to have made 20 metres of valuable ground as coming back out at it, coming Kanatale. Out it goes to Nangisa. Nangisa has a shot at goal. I think that was rather foolish that he did. He had all his backs out in the open, and he decided and had to be quick, and he wasn't quick enough. He hooked it away to the right, and the ball over the dead ball line, a drop out 22 to Nadi. So really it was good position that was lost by Suva as it was frittered away. The referee has said, however, that there was Nadi were offside as they pressured Nangisa for that field goal, and that was why they were so close. And so the penalty is taken, and it's in touch. Just about 5 out from the Nadi line. This is the first attacking effort that Suva have had since the start of the game 20 minutes ago. As in it comes, and way down the back again. A fine take, but the referee has caught them for not straight and said, we will have the line out. No, is it going to be another line out? The choice was Nandi's. No, they're going to have a defensive scrum right on the 5-metre line. No, it's a line out. It's a line out to Nadi. They've spread out long and deep, and a good piece of work back in there. Great effort in there by Salsal. He brings it up over the 22-metre line, leaves the ball behind, had no support whatsoever, and Suva turned the defence into attack and drive forward. Out it goes out into the open. It's caught behind there. Bola, he's turned sideways, but is able to retain position and set it up for Suva. They've got it again as it comes out. Ball on the ground. The effort is right in there. Kanatale decides to come the other way. Can't get rid of the ball. There are too many Nadi players marauding in the way. As out it comes again. There's another effort. Across it is onto the open. Inside the 22 goes Suva. Good effort in there again from Levelar. Playing a grand game as Levelar. Out in the centre he goes again. He's got it forward. He's over the 22 again. Aimed straight for the goalpost. Back out it comes, Nangisa, the captain. He's taken it forward this time. Nawalu up over the 22 he goes, and inside the territory. Straight back it comes to Temo. Temo used his weight to make a couple of metres and take some defenders to the ground. The ball on the ground, 10 inside the 22, not too far away from the goal line as it's Suva's turn to create the pressure. Stepping inside to get it is Kanatale. He gets it, and he tries to go in on his own. He had no way he could get out of that mess, and he went in. He had the support, but his supports went in over the top, and the hard work from Kanatale comes to naught, and a disappointing effort from Suva, giving away a penalty to the defenders.
That was really disappointing, Graham, for Suva to have worked so hard and reached the 22 of Nadi and not scoring a point. And I think if Suva is going to win the game, they have to be patient when they reach close to the try line.
Here's the Nadi kick, and will it find the touchline? It does. It manages to go into touch on this grandstand sideline. Levelar unable to keep it in touch and in the field of play, and it flicked off his fingertips. A bit of the same affair as it was early for Nadi. Couldn't take it, and the ball off the fingertips of the wing into touch. It went for Nadi. This time it was off the fingertips of Levelar into touch again. So it'll be a Nadi throw in, and this time it'll be a Syrian bully to his own grouping of players. A good take that time in the middle of the line out there, Tute, and then ball lost forward as it went out amongst the forwards, lingering in the backs, and there was little done, but it was a knock forward. It was a good pass from the base of the scrum out to Luita, but it was in fact a bad take by Vatimo, even if the ball was dropping. He was drifting away with the ball and was unable to gather it. So we take the scrum. Suva put in on the halfway line with the score Suva 3, Nadi have yet to score. Play gone. Now 23 minutes of the first half. And it goes from Kenatale, decides to run wide and gives it across. And here again, lack of directions as it came across. And as it was an effort to be taken in there by Tamburua, the ball not available, and it bounced off Tamburua off his chest and went forward. The referee said that there was shepherding there. He had a man alongside him and in fact in front. Big ball goes down and eventually finds touch, a grand touch finder. It would have been inside, landing inside the 22-metre line. The touch linesman said we'll take the scrum right on the 22. Good kick then from Batimo, finding touch on the 22 for Nadi, taking them back into Suva's territory. Up it goes and taken at the back, taken neatly there by Nawalu. Lost the ball to the ground as he goes infield, and the attack is on. Another effort to go forward, and there that time it was Nawalu again. Nawalu gets it away and gets it out onto the left flank. Back it comes infield, but Nadi chasing from behind. Hold the effort of Suva. Up they go, and again Suva going forward. It's picked up in there by Tamata Kalangi. He's got it, taking it over the 10. Ball on the ground, and Suva have got it yet again. Haven't seen much out wide, and here's another effort in there. Vekoso going forward up over the 10-metre line in Nadi territory. Forward they go again, quickly out. This time it moves wide. That was a cleaner take on the grandstand sideline by Levola. Back they go again. There's space in the midfield, and through there, a good effort in there by Mordatandra. He was over on the far side there. He's brought it back, and Kenatale, there was space. There's another piece of space going through the 22-metre line. Suva up there and playing halfback is Kalini Sao, and it was Nadi judged to have been offside at the last moment of the previous play. The penalty awarded to Suva. Another relatively easy kick, I think, for Nangisa, straight down the throat of the posts from about 30 metres out. Still too many mistakes, I think, that are being made. There are unforced errors, is the way in which you put it. It doesn't seem as if the pressure is on them. They seem to want to run without the ball. They're not watching the ball coming to them, and as it goes out, they are losing it, and the ball goes loose. The opposition gathers. We are not covering it. The supports are not adequate. They're not close enough to be able to assist the ball carrier.
Thank you, Graham. I think both sides have tried to force some 50-50 passes, and I think if they maintain it, it would be nice to see one of the teams score a try.
Waiting for 3 points to come to Suva if he puts it right. Almost the same position from which he got the first one in the 6th minute. And Ngisa poised to see if he can repeat that performance. Centre field, he moves forward. Ngisa lifts the flags, and it becomes 6 points to 0. Suva leading Nadi after 27 minutes of play, and the penalty in both cases to Nangisa. The play is ranged, though, realistically up and down the field. Both teams have had opportunities. Both teams have made mistakes at vital times in their attacking efforts, and that has forced play to travel to the other end of the field. They've taken it almost in turn, as that's what's happening, and there is somebody who's gone down out on the ground there, and the referee had noticed him fall down, and suggesting that it is Kenatale, is it, who's on the ground. Kenatale, it looks as if he might have got a smack in the rib, and he's certainly very uncomfortable. He just dropped to the ground, and the referee had an eye on him and stopped play, stopped the restart, which I thought was very well judged and very well determined. And Kenatale then something slipped back into the right position, and he's ready to go again. Playing a grand game, Kanatale, directing the ball well on both sides of the attack, and Kanatale has certainly contributed such a lot in the opening 27-28 minutes.
I think Graham Kenatale just lie down because to give time for the forwards to have water. It's so hot out here.
Well, there might be that bit of ploy in it as well, as here it comes, a nice lifted ball from Vertimo, and Suva not able to get it there. It was knocked forward, said the referee, but Nadi have got control of it, picked up in there by Suva, and that was Vacoso taking it forward. I actually felt there might have been an Andy man. He was in an offside position as the ball was bounced, and from the takeoff, it was Tuandraki who was right up there, ready to keep it going forward, but the knock on by Suva brings the back for the scrum on the 22-metre line. Luita to put it in. Nadi on the attack. The scrum screw around again, and Luita gets it out. Doesn't pass. Gives it on out there, Vertimo. And while he held off Kaleni Sao, the try is on, and there it's taken nicely. And Sinamalati Ngao has scored the opening try in the encounter. Or was it Ngoniva who scored the opening try of the encounter and makes it 6 points to 5? And it is in a kickable position. Neatly done, because it was Ravovo who was able to hold off. That's Vertimo, hold off with one hand and unload with the other, and running off him was and there it is. He holds off in the TV, and then it's gone straight out to Ngoniva, who also was able to elude the tackle, and with a wide smile he was able to go around behind the posts, and Ngoniva has got the first try in the encounter. Ngoniva getting it close to the posts. Shouldn't be too hard a conversion, and one wonders why they take it back right to the 22-metre line when it could have been so much an easier kick from close in. But that's Vertimo's matter as we wait and see whether it's converted. The current score at 6 points to 5. Play gone. Oh, wow. Play gone. As I say, it is 31 minutes with a bit of injury time in it. 31 minutes, and Suva retaining a lead by 6 points to 5.
Vinakamali Graham ando na score rin vinaka may tambakan na matatiminan di wambuta na polo may tambakan go over lig ngone wa lebu nga nangaw narto wa redi ngone wa chunga kin orto na matatiminan di na matatimini Suva kartu ngila dapat kun orto ya wala talaga orto na tudo ya wala sarga kin obatimo mani di bakatako sa na pola ruwele bagale layo kulinisau batakining kisa mani baga na medur maronga bagale ko na nangalala to kay matana yang sulia be ngone ba ato kuna nasko.
On to Serimbuli, took a good one from the kick-off and has put Nadi on the front foot again, taking it over the halfway line. And down on the ground it's gone, but in Nadi's territory. Nadi tightening their scrum, not allowing Suva to get through as they had done earlier on. Juave taking it forward. He's on the ground and back they go again, neatly done there by Ngavindi. That's Sorelli Ngavindi. And out wide it goes, a long kick down there by Nadi, and a difficult one. It's sent across to Morthatandra. Morthatandra gets across onto the open side and taken down into the dust, in actual fact. 10 inside the 22-metre line on the grandstand sideline, and the penalty against Nadi for holding, and it will be a relief to Suva to get a penalty from this position about 8 metres inside the 22, 3 in from the grandstand side of the field, and eventually it's in safe ground as a fine tackle in there on Morthatandra, but they're coming in the wrong side, Ngonovo, and that was where the penalty was awarded, and a nice kick from Nangisa, finds touch, midway 22 and halfway on this grandstand sideline. 6 points to 5 still. Suva lead Nadi with play gone 33 minutes. Ready for the throw in, way down the back it goes in, a nice take and a clearance out into the open. Neat piece of running into the space and taken down though by Nadi. Suva on the ground outside their own 10-metre line, and in there with the referee telling Nadi they didn't roll away and make it possible that the ball could be delivered. The penalty against them, so we have the penalty for Ngiza inside his own territory, and he clears it into touch on the 10-metre line, inside the 10-metre line in fact, on the grandstand side of the field in Nadi's territory. Sun joining us again out here as we have Corso ready to throw in. It goes, and a neat take by Captain Noalu. Not straight, says the referee, and we have the scrum favouring Nadi. Will go down 6 metres inside Nadi's territory, 15 in. The play being very, very even up until now, with the forwards of Nadi running particularly well out amongst their backs. There's a lot of coverage out there, but they've made so many mistakes that it's been to their disadvantage. A quick penalty awarded from the scrum there, underneath their own hooker's foot. I think something was like that, wasn't allowed to go in. That's what it was, and with Suva not back 10 metres, the referee has penalised them again on the 10-metre line in Suva territory, and Nadi gained 10 metres, 12 metres of valuable ground that time. Are they going to have a shot? It's suggested that they'll make it a shot at goal for now.
I think they're going to kick it up.
Yes, I think that it's been negated, and we have an effort instead by Vitimo. He drives it into touch, and another very good one from the right-footed Vitimo, finding it in touch, 4 metres inside the 22 on our broadcast sideline. Suva 6, Nadi 5, and the throw-in will be Nadi's, with time running away in the first half, with only one try having been scored, that by Ngonava in the 31st minute. Ready for the throw-in, near the front of the line and deflected by Suva, and the referee couldn't see that block that there was there, enabled Nadi to go through. Nadi have overcome it, and they've recovered ball to Nandi's side of the ruck, and out it comes, a drive in there by Salsao. He's caught, he's held down, can't get away with that one, as out there says halfback Luita. He's got 3 of his forwards right there to make it as a driver. Serim Bully, a drive close to the maul, and he's driven down there as the dust rises under the feet of both sets of forwards. Out at that time, Juavi's taken down, but metres were gained. It favours Suva now as the ball comes out across the grandstand sideline, and they're coming down the right flank. Big effort then. Great piece of work from Tundra. Took it away from his own goal area, and was able to move it infield, but put a foot into touch, and in through also a forward pass. The referee's opted to take the forward pass, and we'll have the scrum to go down 3 outside the 22-metre line.
I think Graham Noalu should have hold the ball. He shouldn't have passed it to James Brown.
Well, he put it difficult. Yes, the old rule says that you don't give it to somebody in a worse position than yourself, and that certainly put the pressure, the same as this one for Tundra. Getting it there, he did his best to try and get away from it, and there it was. It spilled forward, and there's the scrum, and a bouncing ball out into the open. Another effort, a change of direction. Coming through there was Sala. Sala then coming up towards the 22-metre line, leading the drive by the Nadi forwards, who are pushing Suva back. A tip to the ground, and again reaching in for it, it's Luita, and he gives it in there, fullback in this time, Nassau drove through the middle like a nail into the coffin. Forward it went, 10 outside the 22. Another effort from Luita, and Luita goes in on his own. He did it himself. He went round the side of the scrum, he threw a dummy, held it out to the opposition in fact, and then retained that possession as he went round to the side. And in the 38th minute, it is a second try to Nadi to take them now into the lead by 10 points to 6. Nandi's benefit, and it was a lovely solo try, a grand effort by a clever and tricky halfback.
That was a real nice try from the Nandi halfback, Graham, because I think the Suva was supposed to watch the base of the rack first before they were watching Ashiri Luli, and that left the side of the rack open, which resulted in a try from Jack Luther.
Well, well, the conversion goes on to 12 points to 6, and the 2 tries in the encounter are those from Nandi, both of them giving them points on the board, and the points for Suva merely from 2 penalties. Not as if Suva are playing bad rugby, it's just that Nandi taking those opportunities, both of them were well engineered, well put together, and a quick kick off, and there it goes down over the 22-metre line, way it down towards the corner. Suva are back in reply, and eventually a lovely try in there by Tamburarua, and reminds me of the one on Albert Park a couple of weeks ago, did the same sort of thing, while Nandi bathing in the glory of a try. It was an effort there, and taken by Kalini Sau. Infield it's come, and he works that one out, went across to Nangisa, and Tamburua able to run round the opposition and put it down. It makes it 12 points to 11.
Doon squad vadore na tim Suva Graham mo mo tani to well sarngar to maru ta kambang na tim ni nandiyan score to sang vadore to mai manitan keto ningi sana sana matang ay to kinokul ni sorto well ta kasaranga na doro ni nandiyan una numali suna mother so ti bang overita to Graham nanon retong kito mataken ita sir to well ta nga bola na sana mani dagit na polo eto na tini to rokol ni saur birta mataken ningi sa eto ni duran ni lewan ni litamba kasaranga squad.
Waiting for Nangisa to see whether he can convert from the sideline. Nice piece of work, and the combination worked again between Kalini Sau and Tumburua, as eventually it was Tumburua who scored this time. On Albert Park a couple of weeks ago, it was Kalini Sau, but a similar sort of combination and quick thinking to restart the game. Waiting for Nangisa, and he had to very quickly place that one, and he was under duress. Somebody running out to try and get him, and almost got a hand to the ball, didn't manage, and so the break is called with Nandi, the home side, leading Suva by 12 points to 11, with tries to Ngonovo and halfback Luita, particularly at the closing moments of the game. A quick retaliation by Suva had seen Tamburua getting across at the end of a line that involved 4 or 5 sets of hands and changes of direction. But in the end of that try, it could have been stopped. There were 2 Nandi players across there. If they have tackled Suva around the legs, they may well not have been 11 points, just 1 point difference from the leaders, Nandi, at the halftime break. So an interesting game that has developed as the game has progressed in such a way that the early drop ball, the early unforced errors seem to have been overcome. They've warmed up to the game, and it is flowing very much better with 2 opportunist tries. Yes, and thank you. Back here at Prince Charles Park, we're ready for the start of the second half. Suva already out on the field, waiting for Nandi to come out and join them. This has been an exciting and interesting game with the opportunities coming to both sides. The early 20 minutes of the game, too many mistakes caused them to falter, and only after the midway were they able to tidy things up, and it has become a torrid battle, particularly in amongst the forwards since then, with 2 opportunist tries for the Nandi side, the home side, at Prince Charles Park, and with 1 conversion, they have a 1 point lead at the start of the second half, 12 points to 11. The referee back out into the middle now, as it will be a Suva restart. He's looking at his watch, we look at ours, and set it in motion as we start the second half. Nadi 12, Suva 11, as going forward to take it neatly and nicely done for them was Surika Levu, and it cleared back and then sent away towards touch from outside the 22-metre line, the ball into touch. On the full, they go back to the 22-metre line from where it'll be a Suva throw-in. Good crowd is witnessing this game here at Prince Charles Park this afternoon, and although sun was with us early in the day, early before the game started in fact, it has gone and not quite so hot for the players in their combat for the latter stages. Suva's throw-in, Vicoso. Long one, way down the back it goes, but it's overthrown and Nadi get it cleanly, and they set up the attack and take play back into Suva's territory, deep and long. A difficult bouncing ball back there for Tora, who even fumbles it behind his 22, goes to take it, and he's scrambled into touch on this grandstand side of the field, 5 metres out from touch. Bit of a start like the beginning of the game, with mistakes, needless mistakes being made, and a bit of a confidence giver in there to fullback Tora. It'll be a Nadi throw-in from 4 metres, 5 metres outside the 22-metre line on this grandstand sideline, with Nadi immediately going onto the attack. It'll be hooker Asirim Bully to throw it in for them. Two groupings of Nadi players. It's uncontested in the line. It's coming around from the front. There was Juavi. He led the drive into the midfield for Nadi. They fan out from there. Across left they go. They flow over across there. Nassau taking it forward up to the 22-metre line. Caught and held down there. Back they come. Juita again. Luita, and from the wing position on the far side, it comes out into the open. It came forward for Ngonavo, couldn't get it out to Ngoneva. They've gone to the ground, but they're 5 only away from the goal line as a Suva player lays on the ground. Long and a miss out pass across the far side. Rating, they go, it was Ngarvindi goes straight into the waiting hands of Kalini Sao, who took him down. A held ball on the ground. Kalini Sao takes it quickly, and Nadi from within 10 metres. What happens? The referee is going to make the penalty a new one in the same position again.
That was Manila against
Right. Competitors, the two. They know each other's play, they know it well, and this time they wait for all to get back behind the ball before they set out. And the two captains called in for a moment for reasons unknown. It was just a quick tap and move, but the Nadi team had not retired. And the referee blew it up and said, we'll start it again with a formal penalty against. And so after that warning to both sides, holding, said the referee, and after the warning, it is Nangiza to try and get Suva away from their own area, and a big ball does float into touch. 13 metres still in their own territory on that terrace side of the field. Interesting to have looked around at half-time, to have seen the same happening as does in Nanunga at Lawanga Park, where there are so many tourists here this afternoon. It's been probably more than I've seen on many occasions at Prince Charles Park. Our rugby is obviously followed by many of the tourists who are here, both men and women. There's a quick penalty taken by Suva, drives them up towards the 10-metre line, and still going on the on his own. Kinatali takes it over the halfway line, gets it away to the right, Suva managed to get up to the 10-metre line in Nadi territory, and they're still going forward. Nice piece of work, a driving effort in there by Tokilangi, Tamaka Kalangi. And back comes Suva, a formal piece. It comes out and comes out into the open. They're driven into the ground, though. A long ball to Kalini Sao. He goes back. He loves to be able to have space to run, just as he does in the sevens. He's dropped to the ground heavily, just over the 10-metre line. And play carries on as it goes over to the terrace side of the field. Advantage Suva's. The ball's in the maul, handled back by Nadi, but a quick chip kick over the top, and it's taken by fullback Nosau. But the referee said from that hand back in the ruck, the referee has penalised them, and this is a chance for Suva. Will they have a shot? It's in kickable distance on the 10-metre line, but no, they look as if they're going to have a shot for touch, and Nangisa sides it up and drives deep into the 22-metre line for a Suva throw in 7 or 8 metres inside that 22-metre.
I think Graham Vic also needs to lift the way he throws the ball inside.
Yes, the throw-ins, he's got to get some height. Earlier on, Suva were getting good ball from deep in the lineouts. Nadi have closed it down, so they've played the front of the line this time and gained ball. They've taken it up towards the 5-metre line. Nadi holding Suva back. Suva driving close to the goal line. Another drive in. Good pick and drive there from Suva. Out it comes. There they go again. They went in numbers. Close to the line. And yet another one. They would drop just short of it as they decide to go in the other direction this time. And Suva were actually manheld away from the goal line that time. Another effort. Must have been close. As reaching in to get it, Suva. They've got deep defence. He tried to go through the middle that time, and the referee has said it's a scrum, and there will be a bit of a tap in there from Tumbe to one of the Suva players. And was he indicating go back to the 22-metre line? No, he's not. It's a scrum 5. Scrum 5, and I thought it was Suva had the ball as they went forward, but the referee has said we'll take the scrum, and we've got a new player coming in, and it will be coming in is Nangasima for Suva, and coming off is Manasa Solo. He's been right in the thick of it. Haven't seen him out in the open. He's been right there, but the new legs of Nangasima may be just the sort of thing that will help them at this important moment for Suva, who haven't crossed Nandi's line yet, in contrast to the effort by Nadi with 2 tries, 1 converted. So a little bit of patching up going on this grandstand sideline. Solo may well go back as Nangasima will get a chance to put his weight into the front row. Is there going to be? Yes, there is a change too for Nadi, and Sarah Ratu is coming in for Nadi, so there will be 2 if they get on with play. It may be that they're patching up Solo, giving him time enough to go into the line. I was watching Solkuru on this grandstand sideline, and Ratu goes in place of Ngavindi. The scrum goes down. 5 out from the goal line and 10 in from the terrace side of the field. It will be Kenatale to put it in for Suva. In it goes. It's held at the back. The Suva forwards drive. They've made ground. It's kept at the toes of Nawalu. Keeps it going forward and kicked away by the Nadi side, and there a penalty try kicked away there from in front of the line of offside, and there a penalty try is awarded. The penalty try will take Suva into the lead. 16 points to 12, and being awarded straight underneath the post is a huge penalty to Nadi for kicking that ball through and from in front of the offside line. And there it is at the line. It is over. Takes it 18 points to 12. Suva now in the lead, and the Nangisa adds a conversion to his 2 penalties. And can they maintain this? Because Nadi could upset them and they're going back on. Both the number 3s going back on again. So killing Vindi for Nadi and Manasa Solo for Suva, with coming off for Suva is Nangasima, and Ratu also coming off for Nadi. The re-kick, the restart. My ball back there and taken well by Kenatale, and a forward pass to Kalini Sao, who was in front of him, and Kalini Sao slowed down and got handed the ball in front, and this has taken Nadi to inside the 22-metre line and straight down the centre field. This will be an opportunity for Nadi. Will they decide they want to have a shot at goal, a field goal effort? Notice there's a bit of discussion as we see Ravovo and Ngonovo standing direct behind the halfback. It be one or the other, or they have the option of going either way if and when they win the ball. In it comes from Luita. Suva screwing it around. It won't be an easy opportunity for a one this time, and it's a Suva put in as a pat on the head for Vokoso for maintaining the strength in the front row, and that there was an effort for Suva. They actually closed Nadi down by turning the scrum, and those two players sitting directly behind just never had a chance of receiving. And so a new scrum will go down, and it'll be Suva to put it in. Same position as the previous. In it's rolled slowly and held at the back there by Nawalu. And back it comes Ningisa, a very capable left and right-footed kicker, and the ball doesn't find itself into touch. It goes deep into Nadi territory, though, relayed back into the centre field, gone infield and gone on to Sala. He goes forward up over his own 10-metre line and taken to the ground. Held there, Nadi forwards striving to get back there, many of them still in front of the line of touch, and back they go. They're eventually behind the line as that play happened so quickly. Ball came back, and it came back, and Solo pushed out of the line for Suva as Nadi recovered. Playing halfback, Sirikalevu. He was taken to the ground as he came out as halfback, and with the ball went to the ground, and they've got it again. Nadi have it this time. There's a great line of Nadi players across there. There's still 4-on-2. Infield it goes. Luita, he's out there with them. He's taken to the ground inside his own half. Held there, and Nadi get it again. Playing it at half with Sala. This time they change it around. Long ball, floated out into the far side of the field. Across towards the terrace sideline they go. Nadi now going over the halfway line. Caught and taken down. Play stops. The flow forward for Nadi is halted. They get the ball back, and it comes out again to Ngonovo. A bad pass goes out eventually to Ratute. He has to go to ground and turn and take it. And Suva coming around in an offside position and joining that ruck. And that's an immediate penalty with the assistant referee calling for the man who was offside. And that appeared to be Temo. He's called in. So too the captain, Nawalu, called in. And just because he offside, he's got a yellow card. Well, that seems a rather strange one to me, that simply an offside position, and he gets a yellow card for going in on the wrong side. And the penalty is Nandi's, and Temo will have 5 minutes rest. Long ball, into touch it comes on this grandstand sideline. Found touch midway 22 and halfway on this grandstand side. Nadi getting the benefits of the penalty and also have the chance of throwing it in. So Suva will play with 14 men for a while, and this will be a huge task as we see the players right up on top, and into the line out it comes, and Suva managing to get it way over the back of the line out to Nangisa. He's taken in a late tackle. The referee said it's all right. And forward they come again. Nadi out on the far side there. Sala involved in it all. Comes up towards the 10-metre line in Nandi's territory. Caught there. Quickly coming out is halfback Luita. He then runs into trouble. Some Suva players lurking there. Turned and tackled. They went behind the offside line. And the penalty against on the 10-metre line. So the penalty, it would be 18 in from the terrace side of the field. A good opportunity as we have Vertimo coming up to take a shot at goal from that position. And the referee actually saying that there was holding in there as well. Penalty awarded on the 10-metre line, just inside it for Nadi. Who is going to do their kicking? It is Vertimo. At 18 points to 12, Suva taking the lead in the second half, and we are now in the second half by 15 minutes. 15 gone in the second half. Suva still in the lead, 18 to 12, and here's an opportunity for Nadi to close the gap. An adjustment for Timo, who's played a grand game, certainly a good kicking game for Nadi. Looks over his left shoulder, a right footer on the left side of the field. Vertimo sizes it up. Moves forward. Looks good all the way. No, it's outside the left-hand upright. It bobbles around, and Suva eventually grab it before it goes too far and put it down for a dropout 22. So Suva saved of that embarrassment. It still remains at 18 points to 12, and it'll be a Suva kick-off at the 22-metre line. Long ball. My ball in across here, and it's taken well again by Vertimo. He decides to have a run on his own. He's caught around the ears and taken to the ground. Just inside Suva's 10-metre line. Comes away. It's Luita out onto the right flank. Comes out again to Sala. Sala taken to the ground. Loses the ball forward. Suva's drive it back. It comes. And a judicious bounce into touch. It bounced just a few metres in the field of play. Kept moving. And into touch it's gone. 12 outside the 22 with play back in Nadi's territory again. 18 to 12 it remains. With play 17 gone in the second half. It'll be a Nadi throw in. Sirim Bully to throw it in. Looks like an accumulation of his big tall men near the front of the line-out. We'll see to whom it's thrown. As Bully throws it in. Goes to the middle of the line. Nadi take it nicely. Go to the ground when they've got it. And heel it back for a kick from Luita, and my ball that there, and they decided nobody would take it, and the ball running into touch. It was a misunderstanding between halfback Kenatale and winger Salkuru close to the touchline. Obviously they both called, and the ball not taken, and the ball running away into touch, giving Nadi the advantage, giving them Suva the throw-in, but Nadi gaining the territory to go into a position 12 metres inside Suva's territory. Down the back again it goes, and a bad throw then. It's one that's gone right over the back, but the referee is penalising Nadi. No, it's a free kick. It's not a penalty. It's a free kick, and quickly going up there was Captain Nawalu. Took it almost to the halfway line, picked up by Kenatale, ran off his shoulder, dropped ball to the ground, kicked away by Nadi. Back it goes to fullback Tora. 10 outside his 22 to his goal line, and eventually he gets caught as he runs towards the touch on the terrace side of the field. Ball held on the ground there by Tora. The penalty against, awarded 10 metres out, and quickly going through. There's Sala again, becoming quite prominent in the second half. Ball on the ground, and Suva just saving it inside the 5-metre line. Nadi have got it again. Comes out to Ngonevai, gives it infield to Salsal. They're close to the goal line, and out they come again. There's numbers out onto the open, but they had to, Doi had to go with the long way around. He's grabbed by the shoulder, taken to the ground. A flick infield, neatly done by Nadi, but the referee has penalised Suva. Offside in centre field, said he, and this will be a much easier kick for Nadi, who decided to take it a quick tap. Quickly taken and gone forward there was Sirikalevu. He's caught, held, the dust rising from the base there. A long ball out into the open and no way through there. Suva's defence closed Nadi down. And another effort by Nadi. They've gone in this time, and a big effort that was quickly out on the open. and Nadi have closed that gap, taking it on to 18 points to 17. The conversion yet to come, but the big try from one of the big forwards across that far side, and it was Surikalevo. He was the man who got it, and that's the third try. That's the third try to Nadi, and it is scored at a kickable distance, and it is a new man going in now for Nadi, and who's going in? Going in is for Nadi is number 19 going in is Suva. Suva going in to the position of lock, and Philemoni Karoi has gone in there, but Suva also going in, and Nadi seeing it timingly to put on a replacement, and much will depend on the flight of this ball to see whether it becomes a law is. Oh, there are several for Suva coming in as I watch this kick now, and where is it? It's outside the right-hand upright, so it's now still Suva in the lead by 18 points to 17. 1 point difference has separated them since before the half-time break, and Suva have retained their lead with the effort there. That was in the, so it's changed such a lot with Suva going on to 18 points to 12. Now, comeback was Surikalevu's try, and that's a Nadi try, and off. Nolia is now on. Nolia is on for Levula on the side of the scrum, or is that as play carries on again as a wholesale set of changes, and Suva going down the sideline, and that would be Tundra, who managed to retaliate so quickly and scored a try so hurriedly there, and it was Nolia. That's we're just changing the names of those who've come on. Nolia has come into the field of play in the place of Levula. So Nolia is right in there, and Lolati is also in as hooker. But that was a try. That was a try worth seeing, and it was a try scored in the 21st minute of play. A try to Suva. That was way down the sideline, gathered by Suva, flicked away there, and it was Kenatale's pluckiness, getting it way wide. Kalini Sao featured in it again, and down the sideline with Tundra going down the side, and it looks like Kenatale is also coming off, and it was the try to Tundra. And Karoi instead of Sokuru on the inner wing position. So there's all sorts of changes. We've also got Nasila coming in to replace Kenatale, as we wait also to see Nangisa see whether he can convert. Long ball. He does. He's converted and makes it 25 points to 17. And that failed conversion early on proved costly to Nadi. But with the try back in here just so quickly by Tundra, has taken it on to 25 points to 17 with a conversion by Nangisa, who's certainly got his kicking boots on today. The kickoff taken quickly. Suva's new legs, fresh legs are playing a big part now, and then they take it. They've got to drive forward. Down the sideline it goes, deep into Nadi territory. The effort comes back. It looked like a league effort that time as Nadi came forward up to the halfway line, struck the opposition, went to the ground, and now they've got it back to reform. They get a long pass out towards the grandstand side of the field, but badly taken, and an effort there. Ndoi driven straight into touch by Suva, who are looking to make it a quick throw in but change their mind. 25 points to 17 as we've gone 24 minutes of the second half, and the new hooker coming in is Josiah Tholati to throw in from a position midway 22 and halfway on the grandstand side of the field. Back to is Sorelli Temo, who's come back in. So Suva gaining 2 tries during the period that Temo was in the sin bin, and quickly Sila gets it out into the open, but straight there waiting for it was Vicoso. No, it was Temo. He got caught. Out it goes onto the right flank again. Another effort coming through. This is first handling by Tholati over the 10-metre line. They go forward. Suva with it again. Comes out into the open, but ball gone to the ground, and not handled well that time by Tampanakalangi, and down it's gone, back out it comes. Suva had it for a moment. It's picked up by Nadi. They drive forward up to the 10-metre line. Across left again, a chip kick towards the corner. And it was kneed forward neatly by Nadi. Picked up by Suva as the ball bounced off the knees of Nadi. And here they set up an attack. They're going through was Kalini Sau. He's caught on the halfway line. Down onto the ground, but Suva receiving a pass. Good support there, up over the 10-metre line. Suva going forward. Back out they come. Nasila again. Right out into centre field. There are Suva numbers across onto this grandstand sideline. Here in the back line is Nangisa. Gets it across onto the right, but straight over the head it went of Vadiloa, and into touch with the ball coming from inside Suva's half on the terrace side of the field, finding touch on this grandstand sideline just outside the 22-metre line in Nandi's territory. Big run by Suva and a good effort from them as they all joined in a powerful run there by Nangisa, grabbed by the jersey grabbed by the collar. He went to the ground, and the ball into touch with a Nandi man injured. The Nandi man is down back there, and it gives Suva a chance to discuss their ploys as we've gone 28 minutes of the second half, and Nandi ahead 25 to 17. I still say that Nandi a little bit unfortunate that they failed to get that conversion, and that failed conversion has held them up badly as we see going in for Suva. It looks like Mate Valia is joining the Suva crowd, and he would go in. Who is it instead of? Let's see. Tumbakanalangi is coming off. Yes, he is. He's coming off. He's leaving, and we certainly see Matavilia. And Tumbakanalangi has been doing very well in the lineouts. He's been getting good ball when it's been available. And so he may well be missed. And Suva driving up, lifting Nandi, and the penalty against them. And coming out was Temo sort of despairing. What did we do wrong, said he, as the Nandi make it quick, go into the centre field. They feel that time is running against them as out it comes, and a fake pass by Ngonava across the far side wasn't bought by Suva. They pulled them to the ground on the halfway line. Suva down, Nandi regaining it, and there's numbers way out in the backs for Suva, for Nandi. It's taken by Kalini Sau. He foolishly, needlessly took a kick at it and goes up, chases after it. He's the only one as Nandi go towards the touchline. Nadi coming forward right up to the halfway line, taken down to the ground. Doi with ball in hand. He's caught and taken down. Out it comes again, Nandi again, out onto the open. A slow getaway there and no way through there for Saval. He couldn't get away. It's picked up again by halfback Luita. Gets a lob ball out onto the open, onto Sala. Sala trying to barge his way through, make some progress as he stays on his feet, and inside Suva's territory it becomes. Away it goes again, playing halfback was Tumbe. Tumbe gets it across that time to Karoi. Karoi trying to go forward. Eventually to Vatimo. A high ball. They look as if they're playing basketball out there. As out it comes, straight down to the middle. And Kalini Sau waiting back there is actually taking them to the ground. Nandi. And the ball flicked back, and the referee said originally it was knocked forward, as there were several phases of play there where the referee looked bamboozled to know what was going on. So it is coming in for Nadi now is Susu. Susu is going into what position will he go? Playmaker? Yes, for Vatemo. And so Susu goes into that position there, and Vatemo is off. So that was a remarkable phase of play. How quickly they were able to make it effective. With 10 minutes left, it's 25-17. It really means that Nadi have got to score twice. Scrum to go down on the 22-metre line, just inside the 22. It will be a Suva put in by Nasila, replacing the Kenatali, and back it goes to Kalini Sau, puts a high kick in, long one, taken eventually back there by Doi. By Tuandraki, takes it over the half. He went on his own. Ball left on the ground, and a high tackle, said the referee, by Kalini Sau, and it is a penalty to Nadi on that halfway mark, and there's certainly somebody on the ground barely moving. He's on his feet again now. There are two of them in actual fact.